So, welcome everybody. I'm really, so enthusiastic that we have Fritz on the call. I know if some people it's not convenient this time, and if you are living in Australia and other countries, you might have some time difficulty. But I know your time will be well worth. I know Fritz now, a couple of months. I met him at an event, and we spoke about our local marketing strategies, and we shared ideas out, and from that moment we stayed as close friends. And Fritz was willing to put all his experience in an informational product and much more, and he's going to tell you some secrets tonight, because I wanted to make your time well worth, and I promised you that when I invited you. So Fritz, with that, please tell a little bit about yourself.
Yes, I am been in internet marketing about 7 years, and started like everyone else usually does in SEO, and I did that nonstop, and was good at it, and then ventured into Google Maps and all that kind of stuff. So that's my background in internet marketing. But I've live in Charleston, South Carolina, married 20 years, 2 wiener dogs, and was a chiropractor by trade, and did very well with that because I was great at marketing and getting new clients and new patients, and that's kind of where it started way back when. I just had a knack for it of making the phone ring, and did very well, and just enjoyed it. So I was able to retire early, and but then I missed marketing and advertising, so I got back into it, and I got into publishing and advertising sales, me and my wife, and we liked that. We started some magazines and publications and sold them off, and and then I saw the handwriting on the wall and said, print's not going to be around forever. I better learn internet marketing. So I started taking some initial courses way back when, and been going ever since. So that's my my story, and my knack is making the phone ring for clients, well, my own businesses and theirs. And so if you call it lead gen or whatever you want to call it, I call it business building and making money. So that's how I stumbled onto what I'm doing now. About a year ago, I was at a local business meeting, and I sat next to a local business owner. It happened to be in one of my niches that I work in, and he wanted some SEO and get ranked #1 like they all do. And I said, hey, I'll throw in some pay-per-click campaign for you, not really knowing that much at the time. And the next meeting we went to, he stood up and said that his business had doubled in the past 2 weeks. Thanks to me. They had their biggest weekend ever, and so I looked at the stats, and he was getting about, I don't know, maybe about three new clients a day. And then I looked at my pay-per-click campaign, and the clicks were only about that. So I said, wow, that's pretty good. So I kept watching it for a month or two, and decided the only reason he's getting so many calls and not that many that I have to pay for clicks was that they must be calling from the ad. They must be calling the phone number and not even going to the website. And so that's that's how it started. And I just kept developing more. He moved into bigger cities, and he just followed me. Where I followed him, and we kept setting up new cities for him with the same formula. And then from there, I went on to other businesses in the niche, and then from there, I decided there must be other niches that this will work with, and so here we are today. So I developed, and I looked at the stats, for all the calls that I got through him and other businesses, and that's how I came up with the formula in these specific, and I really want to emphasize specific niches, which I will show you in the next couple slides how it works. So that's how it all came about, and then from there, I met, some other guru. Got the general formula, how I get a client and sell a client and how much profit I make in a niche and in a city. So I'm going to show you an example I guess we'll do the formula next, and then I'll show you an example of a niche and how much money can be made in different cities. Okay?
Okay. So that is guys, that is what I promised you on this webinar. So something what you never have seen before, and what Fritz has developed over years, what makes it so easy to determine if you should go in a niche and how much profit you can make.
Yep. Yeah, and the reason this works is not only because of my successes, but because of my failures. And the failures have come in the big cities in certain niches where the pay-per-click cost is out of control due to competition. And it's not in every city, and it's not in every niche. It's just certain ones that you need to stay out of. And when the competition is there, and like everybody in the big cities, say Phoenix, Arizona or something, and everybody wants, they bid on the same keyword, and that keyword can be $20 a click. Well, it's hard to overcome that, because not only are the costs so high, is the competition, and the people are smarter, it seems, in those cities also. So it's very difficult. I mean, you can get to number 1, 2, or 3 on pay-per-click, but you're going to pay a lot, and then there's so many competitors. So, and I had clients in those cities, and I would get them phone calls, but not enough to make much money. So that's how I said, well, there must be a way. So I just found the top 450 populated cities, and I started setting up clients in medium to smaller cities, and it worked every time. I mean, I would start a campaign, and the next day the client was getting 2 to 3 phone calls a day. And it worked in every single medium to small city all over the country. So, so then, yeah.
Let me ask if people have questions about this, because
okay.
That is the secret sauce what we just spoke
right.
about. So
right.
The profit PPC formula, which describes you, is an equation from niche plus city plus PPC.
Mm-hmm.
So I got some question about what you consider a minimum pop numbers, and define medium or small city, and what are the sizes of the cities. Have you snapped up all the good ones, Fritz? What size city? So Fritz, I think they want to know how, not only the formula, but also how the formula works.
Okay.
So let me go to the next slide and just speak about in detail about how the formula is built up.
Okay. Yes, here it is. This is this is my own little formula. I didn't dream it up in a Excel class or nothing. It was just when I looked at my results in the cities, this is what came up. And in most niches, as you know, if you try regular niches that get searched a lot, you're going to have to get maybe 15 or 20 clicks before you get a client a phone call, because people just, they shop certain niches. And in the niches I was in, I was not getting that, as I said. So, and it turned out approximately, if you look at a Google keyword search tool and you plug in, what I did is I plugged in 450 cities plus a niche, and like on the next one, I'll show you the exact results that I got. Urgent care is a phenomenal niche, and so I would plug in, like, Chicago urgent care, Phoenix urgent care, Atlanta, and all from the most profitable down to, I mean, the most populated to the least populated for 450 cities. It even works in cities that are even smaller on my list, but the searches are lower. So anyway, as you know, when you do that search, you get global searches and local searches. So just take 5% of the local searches, and that's approximately the number of calls a client will get over a month's period of time. And then the call cost is what you charge a client. So let's just say urgent care, their doctors, and you get $26 a call. So you take 5% of the searches times what you're going to charge the client. Of course, that's negotiable with the client, and that equals your gross profit before costs. And then
so let me repeat this, because I think we need to split up the formula a little bit, okay? So what Fritz is going to do, he goes in a local niche. He goes for a keyword in a local niche. The amount of searches in the area where he's going to market it. He takes 5% of the amount of searches. So that is the amount of calls you can expect. And then you multiply that with the cost. You go to the cost, how much you charge the client. Okay?
Correct.
This is not a cost, a charge. So how much you charge the client. And this is your gross profit. Okay? So you have to subtract some other things, but this is your gross profit. Does everybody get this step? Because we're going to split up the formula. So end of the call, you're going to understand how the formula works. So I got a lot of yeses and one no. So yes, got it. Yes, yes, yes. So I got a question about which tool are you using for the keywords to determine the amount of searches.
Which what now?
So the local niche searches. Are you going to Google keyword tool?
Yes, yeah, Google keyword tool, and local search number.
And are you looking for the global or the local result?
Local.
And is this broad or is it specific?
Broad.
Broad. Okay. So broad local search. So you type in the keyword, a local niche keyword, like let's say car repair city. So the city makes it the local. You take 5% of that amount of searches. That is the amount of calls you can expect, and then you multiply it with the charge, how much you charge the client for the call, and those is your gross profit. Okay. So that is part one of the formula.
Yep.
Then second part.
Yeah, your cost to produce that number of calls for the client. And when I looked at that, the number of clicks I got was close to, per month, the number of calls, and I couldn't quite figure that out because most of the time your clicks will be way more than your number of calls. I mean, sometimes you get all clicks and no calls. Everybody's experienced that. But in these particular niches that are they're almost non-competitive, they're emergency niches, you go straight to the top very quickly because there's not much competition, and your call cost or your click cost goes down because, as you know, the more click-through rates you get, which you get a lot with these because you're number 1, 2, or 3 on pay-per-click, your cost goes down. So I took what the suggested click cost was on that sheet and just multiplied 75% of that, because that's kind of about what it ends up being, and that's your cost. So if a client gets 50 calls a month approximately, you can expect to pay about for 50 clicks a month, and then 75% of that, and that's your cost. And then you subtract what you're making from the client minus your cost, net profit. And of course it varies from niche to niche, and the profitability varies from niche to niche, but the formula still works. And so that's why I said, well, I don't know which city's the best. And I just knew at that time that the small to medium cities were much easier, much better, but the search volume was less than a large city. But the large cities were always more competitive. So I said, well, let's just try this out in other niches. And so I did, and I just started experimenting with other niches and found that in some niches you can actually go in big cities and make a lot of money, and in other niches you can't. And so that's how I came up with the formula with the 12 different niches and the 450 cities. So we'll show you an example of one niche on the next slide, and it's a real good one.
Let's
okay.
Let's answer some question about this formula.
Okay.
So the first step goes over amount of searches from from what you get from Google is 5%, is the amount of calls, and then you charge the client for each call. So the question what comes up is how much do you charge the client, because that determines the net profit. So how do you determine what is the client willing to pay for those calls?
It is, again, trial and error, and generally speaking, the higher the ticket price of a client, the more you can charge per call. Of course, they never tell you how much they're making, but you kind of know. You kind of know that emergency care doctor is going to make a couple $100, for a new patient, and so you got to know that first. You got to know how much they make, and then you have to negotiate with the business owner, and that's all. That's just salesmanship right there.
So let's put a formula, put some numbers in the formula. So I got that question a couple of times. Okay. So amount of searches, what is a real number? 100 or 500? What is a real number for a local keyword?
The real number?
Yeah. So is 500 a good search, or 200 for local?
Oh, for local, I've had, I think the lowest per month I've ever had is like 800.
Okay, so let's put 1,000 in it, amount of searches. Then 5% of that,
right,
is 10% is 100, 5% is 50. 50 calls you expect, correct?
Correct.
Then you multiply this with how much you charge the client for each call, and there are different ways to to go about that. First, you need to feel comfortable how much you charge. You can also go to Service Magic, which has a reputation,
Yes.
and you can check their cheat how much they charge. And the difference between you and Service Magic is Service Magic split those calls or those leads in 3 businesses, and you can set up an agreement that they get only those leads, those calls. They don't need to split. Nevertheless, you don't have a reputation, so I would charge about the half what Service Magic charge. So that is about how you determine how much you charge for each call. But let's assume you come an agreement from $20. So this equation is then 50 times 20 is $1,000, correct?
Correct.
So that is the gross profit. Then the next step is how much do cost those calls. So then Fritz, the number of calls is then 50, correct?
Right.
Then you multiply this with 75% of the click calls. So I don't know which keyword you use, but let's say we pay $5 for the click.
That's good.
And one second, 75% of the $5 what Google is showing. So I cannot do that by my top of my head, but I think it's about $3.75 times 50. So
That's about right.
So yeah, 3 times 75 times 50 is about 150. I don't know, it's 225 or so. I don't know what it is, but if people have a calculator in the 180, so thank you, 187.50. So that is your cost. So that is your income, and that is your cost. So your net profit is $1,000. Let me copy this. Minus this, okay, and then is about $800, okay. I can $812.50, okay. So that is the formula you want to use. Yep. Does everybody get those steps now? Okay, I see only yeses. So that is. So that is how you apply the formula, okay? We can discuss about it, how good the formula is or why. I know Fritz has investigated so many niches. This formula has worked for him every time now. So if you want to have a hold on in which niche you should go after, which keyword you should bid on, apply this formula and you are 95% of the time good, okay?
That's right.
So, and I want to clarify, Fritz, you're using broad match, not exact match, correct?
Right, broad match.
And we can have discussion, should have exact match or so. It's all, you know, I use 75%. It's some how do you call that? It's some adjustment in those numbers, but if you apply this formula as how he used it, you know how successful you can be in that niche. Okay, so I got a lot of yeses in this. So Fritz, I invited my members to bring you that we bring them a lot of content. And so one is your formula, but I'll also one of them have something by end of the webinar they can go after it. So I spoke with you and you agreed to tell about your best niche. Okay? And
okay.
I will show the slide and please tell why did this niche work so well for you and what you do it and how you get the client and all those kind of things. So at the end of the webinar, people can implement this.
Well, the factors that I've talked about of basically, you know, making money business 101 is that you want your costs, as low as you can get them, and you want your profits just as absolutely high as you can get them. And so there is a formula for that, and we're looking at one of the niches, which is urgent care. My niches are very specific. They're under the radar niches, but they're good niches. Some are different than others. In this particular one, you can see this is a screenshot right out of the page that came up when I did a Google keyword search for 450 cities plus urgent care. And they don't come up exact, but so you can just see some of these cities plus urgent care. I mean, it doesn't matter if the city's first, urgent care's first. It all kind of figures out. Okay, and then
so let me ask a question on the.
Okay.
Do people see now the slide from urgent care? Because I got a question about. Yes. So all attendees see the urgent care slide. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
So yeah, just you can see the keyword is basically a city and urgent care, and those keywords are generally the highest searched keyword in that particular niche. Okay, for that city. So that's all I put in. And of course, you know what competition is, and the lower the number, the lower the competition, not only for pay-per-click but SEO also. And if you can see these competition numbers, they're extremely low. And if you try other niches, you'll see 90% to 100. So, and then of course the monthly searches, and then the local searches is the third column, which is where I take my 5% of. The cost per click is what Google gives you. It's an approximate for that keyword. The sort, I don't even know what that is. I don't even look at it. And the call cost is what the client will pay you for a call. And the previous formula was put into the Excel spreadsheet, and the profit per month is what you can make with this formula.
So I actually Fritz is explaining me this sheet for me also the first time, but do you guys see what I see now? I see you see that profit per month. He has applied his formula with the information he got from Google and with the amount of what he charged for the customer. So those are the two variables he applied in this Excel sheet, and makes it very easy for you to determine which keyword you should go after at.
Which city? City and keywords.
City and keywords. So not
right.
So he, you see those keywords like medical clinic. I know it's very small for you, but you go to Google keyword tool. You find those keywords. You put them in this formula. You go to Service Magic and you take a percentage. You subtract the percentage of the calls. You take the half. You fill this out in the Excel sheet, and you get the profit per month. And you sort them, from high to low, and you know exactly which keywords and cities you go after at. Do you guys get that? How simple it is to determine which keywords and which cities you go after it. Nobody has shown this, correct? Who did seen this before? That is so unique. I never have seen it. I have never seen this. And how simpler things are, how more successful you be.
Right. This is the highest profit niche that I have, by the way. I mean, they're not all like, 4,000 or 5,000 a month. I mean, but they're all at least I think, 1,000 a month and up. Most of them are. But it tells you, it just tells you. And in some big cities you can go in and some you can't. And it all depends on the competition. This particular niche has very little competition even in the big cities. As opposed to other niches I have, as I told you, I can't go in any big cities because the click cost is like $20. So, but in the medium to small cities, the click cost is like $3. So, and I learned the hard way. But in this particular niche, even the big cities don't ask me why the click cost is low. I don't know why. It just is. It just is. And that's why when I stumbled on these niches, if it didn't meet these criteria where there was nice profit, at least on the top half of the cities, then I didn't use it. So, but in the Excel sheet with all 12 niches, you'll see all the different 12, and there is quite a variety of different profits per month, but they all have. I mean, some niches you could probably go in. The worst niche you could probably go in, half of the cities and make good money, and then the best niches like this one, you could probably go in, 400 of the 450 cities and make good money. So there's a difference, but each niche is a little different, but the formula works, in each one, and you just pick the city that you want to go in and go at it and find a client. So this is just a snapshot of maybe about 40 of the cities on this particular Excel sheet, which I will send out at the end of the call. So you'll at least have this niche, this Excel sheet for you.
Okay, so Fritz, you cannot imagine how many questions people put in at the moment.
Okay.
So I don't know if I can cover them all, but I think I got a sense what people want to ask.
Okay.
So first of all, people on the call see this. Can I use it for every keyword? You take this as an example, but can I use any keyword in this spreadsheet? So if you
can use any keyword. Yeah.
So
right.
So it all this urgent care is a result of the formula. The formula has been developed over years based on his experience, from Fritz' experience, and say, why are certain niches not working for me and why are certain niches so well working for him? Can I learn from that? And Fritz came up with that formula, and that formula he put it in an Excel form, which makes it very easy to say, okay, this niche makes it worth to go after it. If you got that simple thing, you have gold. I cannot imagine on Facebook how many questions I get. Jack, should I go after this niche or could I go after that niche? What is the best niche? And now Fritz has developed a formula which he's put in an Excel file, which you can go check out all the niches and cities. So it's not only the niches, it's a combination, niche and cities. Because some niches works in certain cities and some do not, because the click cost is too high. So, but in other cities where there is maybe not so much competition in that service, you still can make a lot of money with that. And this, what Fritz is giving you now, the urgent care, but is such an underdeveloped niche that you can make a lot of money in it.
That's right.
So let's see if I covered most of the question. So somebody bought it yesterday from you, Fritz, and already is very pleased with the content you have in the membership. So,
Oh, thank you.
but I don't think, you know, I like how the sales page is looking, you know, but I don't think it's explaining his product well. So that is my honest. On the sales page he doesn't tell about the secret for formula. So I had yesterday, from Sunday yesterday, I'm on a call on Skype with Fritz, and I said, Fritz, I want you to come on a webinar and tell you about the secret, okay? And I don't know how many questions I got during the webinar. Jack, which niche should I go after it? And this Excel file with this formula is gold. It's only $17, I think. Do you get that Excel file for $17, or is it the OTO, Fritz?
It's the O2O for
okay.
the 12, right?
So in the front end, you get all the information what you need to become successful. You know, you don't need any more. But if you want this Excel file, you select one niche, and then you plug in either your own situation, you know, if you already have a niche, you plug in your own keyword, or you just order them all. But I think this Excel file is a secret sauce with its formula.
Yeah, you know, the reason I kept looking for 12, because, you know, not everybody likes the same niche, and so I figured that one of the 12 niches will be in almost everybody's city. You know, that if you want to stay in your city, well, more than one, probably 2 or 3 of the niches, that you can do well in your city in at least a few of the niches and make a lot of money. So that's why I kept researching and finding the 12 niches, and
so,
you know, there's a variety of them. Yeah.
So how, you guys, do you get it? How much experience and money is in his? He has spent on it to find out which niches work and how to you know, how to come into this simple formula which everybody now understand. We put it in an Excel file, which, you know, I think by this training you know how to read it, how to use it. So now I don't think I don't get those questions anymore. Which niche should we go after? Which keywords works? All those kind of questions. And so even, you know, this is for Fritz is a ninja in pay-per-click, okay, and so I am. And so we will learn when you go in another webinar how to set this up. But those keywords work for SEO, work for YouTube. You know, it's all about the competition.
Yep, it is. It is. Yeah, these keywords will rank high for SEO too, easily. But you know, pay-per-click is so easy to get to the top with these keywords and the cost is so low. Why not use it? You know, it's just easier. It's just easier. It just happens almost immediately in a couple days. Been my experience, anyway.
So I got a. What about trying Facebook pay? It doesn't cover Facebook, and actually,
no.
I do think Facebook will become more and more important over time. But number one to get the phone ringing is still Google search.
I think so. I mean, how much more money do you need than what's in this sheet, you know?
So I got a question.
Okay.
Do you pay for the clicks, or does the customer pay for the clicks?
I usually pay for the clicks because the clicks are so cheap, you know, about $150 a month. That's it. Maybe 200, something in there. So I pay them, and that way, you know, there's no management fee included or nothing like that. They just say, okay, I'll pay $20 a click. I go, great. give me your credit card, let's put it on file, and let's have at it.
So I got a question, do you build for each client a website?
Yes.
And so people don't have seen your OTO because, or so the most of them not, okay? But I did, okay? And there are two very valuable things in it what you don't want to miss, and I'm serious with it. First of all is a secret formula in an Excel file. You pick a niche, or you get a niche, and you plug in those keywords, okay? And those comes already with keywords which works. The second thing what you want to get is his WordPress local website, okay? Fritz has developed over time his preferred optimized local website. It's just out, and if you go to the OTO page, it's just like listed as a small thing, but I would pay much more. The OTO is $17, I believe, Fritz. I would pay much more than $17 for that theme, and you get a niche, you get a secret Excel file that has a lot of experience in it, and you get the theme. So there's one thing that theme is just out, guys, and so it's still Fritz still putting training material together to implement it. But if you I don't know if you have a link to show it, but it looks so good.
Yeah, it's I mean, I've used many different themes, and every theme I bought for for landing page and lead gen, I always had to tweak it. There was never exactly what I wanted, and so I said, well, I'm tired of this. So and when you're going from city to city, starting new cities all the time, just putting up a site takes time, and I wanted to cut that time down a lot. I have a VA who puts up the sites, but you try to copy them from one city to another, and the backup creator doesn't work, and yada yada yada. So I said, well, I'll just make a theme that has everything I want in it. The call to action, the header's got widgets in it. I mean, it's set up to make the phone ring, and everything that I wanted is there. It's very adaptable, because some of the niches are a little higher end and some of the niches are a little bit lower end, but the components are always there. When they land on that page, they want to look right at the header, the top half of the page, and you want that to look so good and have everything they need to call you instantly. And that's how I developed it. That they don't even, I don't even want them to look at the site or click anyplace else. Just land on the page, say, boy, this looks great, call. That's it. And that's what I tell people, and that's what they don't understand, is I don't want people searching the site. I don't even want them clicking on the site. I want them to call straight from the ad, but when they do go to the site, I want the site so, like in the header, I've got, as seen on, I've got reviews in the header, the phone numbers up there, there's video or sliders, there's a form. It's everything to get that person excited, not to search the site, but to call. And so that's part of the reason it works.
So I got a lot of questions about the link. So I put the link in the chat box. So hopefully everybody got it. So what you get, okay? So people ask, what do I get, okay? So the front offer, you get everything to understand about local lead generation. So in principle, that is what you need, with a lot of information, with contracts and all those kind of things, to get ready. Okay. Then the OTO is it tells you about a certain niche, but Fritz now one gives you, but get another one. With the Excel file, which you can plug in, you can use it, but Fritz has done all the hard work for you to find out which keywords work. So if you exactly do what Fritz you present, there's a high chance that you are successful. Okay, so that is part of the OTO. Okay, one each Excel file which has a secret proven formula. The second part of the OTO, and there are more elements of the OTO, okay? Fritz probably can explain better, but that is what I like from the OTO. I like from the OTO the local niche website team. That is what I like, okay? And Fritz, is that the team mobile responsive?
Yes. Yeah. I have training videos for each one too. What I'm talking about on this niche here, I spend about a half hour going through this sheet and the formula in detail, and then I have about a 45-minute video training on the theme also. There's a lot to the theme. I made it for me to be adaptable to any niche out there. If you want to have the most beautiful site ever and sell it, to a doctor, you can use a theme for that. If you just want a quick theme for a niche that's doesn't have to look that good, you can do that quick too. If you like slides, you can do it. Videos, it's got testimonial slider, the header, you can put it's got 3 widgets in the header, so you can have 3 different call to actions in the header, which is I've never seen before. So, yeah, it's a little complex, but I do a nice video, and I'll have more training videos on it, and since it's mine, I can change whatever I want. So as time goes on, if I find if I move the phone number over an inch or move it down or do anything, then you'll get that with the theme. And conversions are very specific on a landing page, so they're never the same. And really, the layout of a theme will generally be different for each niche. You may get better results in a different layout for a different niche. So you can do all that. This. You can change it and tweak it and move it around, and it's all about conversions, of course. So that's why I liked it. And there's the 12 niches. There's there's some high-end niches, doctors and dentists and stuff like that. And then there's some low-end niches too. That they're more worker type niches, but so you don't need to be so flashy with the site.
Let me clarify something, because I didn't, when I decided to promote your stuff, I didn't know that the WordPress theme was more or less as a bonus in the OTO. But actually, that is how it listed. For the OTO is only $17, guys. $17. You get the secret, well-proven Excel file with that WordPress theme. If you ever want to, if you don't have a good WordPress theme, you want to grab this now, okay?
But one niche though, you just get one niche.
For the WordPress theme, it is you can change, some images, and you have another one. So I don't think the Excel file is only for one niche, but you got the secret formula. If you are in a niche and you want to see, is this a good profitable niche where I'm in? You just plug your keywords in it, and you will see, how good it is, and you can benchmark it against urgent care.
Yep, you can.
So
exactly.
The difference is Fritz did all the hard work for you, and he found the keywords which go after. That's the difference. But if you can do it all by yourself, if you want to check out other niches.
Yep, absolutely.
So let me clarify. For the OTO, you get one Excel file for one niche, and you get the WordPress theme. Okay. If you need, if every month Fritz is releasing his knowledge for other niche. Okay. So if you want to stick with one of two niches, you don't need those other niches. That's my honest opinion, okay? I'm not here to sell you what you don't need. If you say, you know, I like this, I want to know all the 12 niches, what really works, then you take that up. But it's not needed. The only thing what you need, in my opinion, is that spreadsheet and the WordPress team. That's what I think you really need. And then if you say, okay, I want to get it all, you know, I'm not short on money, I believe in Fritz, no, before, you know, I'm a webinar, I believe in it and I trust him, then you also sign up for those other niches and you get those too. That's my opinion. But this spreadsheet with the WordPress team is so much more valuable than the $17 you need to pay for the audio. That's what I think. So I'm not here to sell you. So
exactly.
Is it country dependent? Does it also work in United Kingdom and in Australia?
Yeah, I actually had a student that was in Toronto, and I was helping him. He was in my my lead gen Skype group, and I told him, I showed this to him, and he goes, "Well, will this work up here?" I go, "I think so." So he went and actually did all the 12 niches in Canada for me. So I've got the and the cost in Canada for the niches is less than here, quite a bit less. In London, I haven't done all the niches. I just know one of my favorite niches I looked at in London, and the click cost was quite a bit less in the big cities over there in London. So that's as far as I've gone in other countries. I have the spreadsheet for Canada, and I really don't have it for any place else. But I would, if anyone's near London or wants to work out of London, the click costs I've seen out of London are fairly low compared to here. But I don't know. I haven't checked all 12 of them. That's all as far as I've gone. Those are the only countries I've gone. So, but in the USA here, these 12 niches produce over 4,000 opportunities. So that's more than I can go to.
Fritz, I got this question back and back and back again. So let me clarify this, okay?
Okay.
In the OTO, you get one niche and you get that WordPress theme. That one niche has a secret formula, and you got this Excel file, okay?
You will actually get this one right here. The urgent care niche is the first one, the first month.
Okay.
Yep.
So what I wanted to say. So you can take this Excel file and find out which niches also work. So you don't need to pay the next $17 for the other niche, okay? If you say it takes me a day or a week to find out which niches also work, then those next $17 for the second niche is worth the money. But you can do it by yourself. So if you say I want to check out other niches, does it work? Fritz did all the hard work for you, and you can get it for $17. Okay, so that is the difference. Okay, so but you want to have this Excel file. That is what I'm telling you, and you want to get that team. And then for each niche in the future, where Fritz did all the hard work to find out which keywords work and which niches work, you pay $17 per month for the second for the next niche. So
yeah, or you can buy all 12 for $97.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, you can get all 12. In fact, in our launch, we had like 3 or 4 times more sales on the 12 niches than we did the monthly one.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then, if you divide 100 divided by 12, it's lesser than $10 for the niche.
Right, and it's my 12 best niches that the formula works in.
Okay,
Yep.
I didn't know that. So
Yes.
so if you say I want to start tomorrow, okay, and I want to know the 12 best niches, and I want to know which keywords I need to go after it, and I need a team that converts, because you can send traffic to a website, but if that website is not converting, it doesn't make sense. Okay, you need to have that system between keyword, ad, website, and the person who receives the call.
Yep.
In the OTO, where you get the first niche and the team, you are set up for success to market that niche. If you say, Fritz, I want all the 12 niches and I can't wait 12 months and I want to get a special promotion deal, you pay $97, okay? So, and then it's less than $10 for a niche. I think it's a steal. If you see how much keywords there are in each Excel file, and you know where to go after, it's amazing.
Yep. 450 cities for each niche.
So it's
in the U.S. Just in the U.S. Yeah.
Correct. And if you don't live in the US, you can still take the same keyword, but you plug in other cities and you go to Google search. You take the amount of searches and you take the click cost for that keyword. Then you update that Excel file with that information, and you know if that niche worked for you.
Yep.
So
exactly.
With this, you got a tool in hand which you never have seen before. So, if you buy via my link, okay, I promised you to show you how to implement all of this. Most of you, I think, knows that I'm in Google AdWords Guru, so maybe not are new. So type in this in the chat box, please, if you do know that I'm an AdWords Guru. See, and type in no if you didn't know that. So I see no's and yes. Okay. So let me explain. Okay, I serve more than 50 local clients. I really do. Most of my traffic, what I send to the website, is via pay-per-click. I spend more than $1 million in Google. It's every week. It's rising. Okay, I'm not kidding. I can show you screenshots and everything. Okay, so I know what works in Google. And typically, I get a conversion from 1 to 3 to 1 to 5, and I show you in my special webinar, which I'm going to give to you for if you buy via my link. I'm going to show you how to implement all of this in that special webinar. So this webinar is not replacing my special webinar. This webinar is just to show you what you get. Okay. Then the next webinar, what we will do, and Fritz can join me, so he can back me up. How to set up the keywords, how to set up the ad, and what you need to put on the website to get those conversions. So now you have all the tools what you need. You get all the keywords. You know which niche you get. Now the next step is to implement it, and I'm helping you with my bonus webinar, this to implement it. So that makes a difference. I'm not here to say, okay, this is great, put it on your hard disk. I'm here to tell you this is really great information, and I'm helping you to implement this. And I know I did one of the OTOs of my product during the launch was an AdWords webinar, and I got so many feedback about on my AdWords training that people get it even if they were trained or newbie. Fritz has developed a system to judge with keywords and niches. I have developed a system how to implement it in AdWords. So by the end of the webinar, you will also, like this webinar, know what to do.
That's right. Sounds good.
So let me, I got quite a bit of question.
Okay.
So I was hoping that would be in the course. You know, partly it is in the course, okay? I'm not disqualifying Fritz, but I know I'm so good in AdWords, and I can teach it you a such simple way that you will have so much benefit from it when you follow that training from me. I can, if you don't believe me, send me support tickets. I will reply with all the feedback I got. Okay, the support. So if you have questions about anything, you always can reach me on the support at that support@leadtrackerjack.com. So probably you will find out that people, you know, promote stuff, and you know, you can take it from the bonus via JVZoo, but I always put my support ticket in my email because I want you to contact me if you're struggling with something. I want you to communicate with me in Facebook if you have questions. I want you to not to stop and say this is too difficult for me. So let's see. So Tim, this is actually in the. Please talk about best methods to find clients. You know, this is all in part of the membership. It comes when you are signing up. We cannot cover everything in this call. This call is not meant to say we cover all. At the end of this webinar, you are in a pay-per-call ninja. Okay, this call was made because I want you to learn that a secret formula what Fritz has developed and put it in the Excel file, and that you understand that what the offer is. And I suggest seeing question, you know, I bought but I never saw the upgrade. So if you didn't see the upgrade, just put a support ticket and I will reply it only with the OTO. And so just send me also the first PayPal receipt, so I know you bought the basic through my link. So that's important. And what is the link to order? I thought I put it in the chat box, but I will see if I can grab it again. So the OTO, the front end is $17 and the OTO is $17. Okay, the front end you want because it covers all the bases about lead generation. The OTO has many things. Okay, but the OTO, you want the OTO because of this Excel file and because of the WordPress theme. That is what I think makes it so much valuable. I never have seen such a good deal. Really, I didn't. You know, I see other WordPress team, they are not dedicated for local, and I never have seen such actual file that has so much experience. What makes it so easy to go after those niches. You know, you can try things out, you can try cities out, you can try all kind of things out, but that is not worth $17. $17 is just 3 clicks, you know.
If you try other niches in this formula here, you will see in that profit column, you won't even hardly see a profit in some niches. It just doesn't work because the cost is so high. I mean, you know, that's why people get frustrated with pay-per-click. They just don't know where to go and what to do. You know, and you know, you don't need to fight the big guys out there. You can go straight to where they're not and make a lot of money, which is what this is. You're going where the big guys don't play in, so to speak. Basically, you know, you're going under the radar. That's what I like about it.
So I still get the question about the link in the chat box. Do you guys see it or not? Because I do it, but I don't see if you get this link. Yes, we do. Okay, good.
Okay.
So, can I ask you a question? I'm sure not all of you balked, okay, and that is fine to me, but can you let me know what the reason is why you didn't buy? Did I answer not certain questions, okay? What can we help you to say, can't figure out the audio, okay? So, Bob, remember one thing, with the OTO you get this spreadsheet and you get that WordPress theme. That's all the thing what you need to know about the OTO, and that it makes it so much valuable. You get more than this, but that is what you want to grab. That's what I really think. Can we buy only the OTO? No, that's not possible. You don't buy the roof when you don't build the roof when you don't have a foundation. So the foundation is it tells all about the lead generation, and then you put the roof on it, and then you put the juice on it.
Yeah, the front end, I have quite a bit in there about client getting techniques too. I've got 3 or 4 client getting strategies that really work for me really well that people don't know about. So that's very valuable, you know, how to get the client. I do it a couple of unique ways with a specific type of scraper software. So that's all in the front end, and that's important. How to get clients. That's important.
Okay. So, and I like this question actually because I had the same question for Fritz. Does the website comes with content, or is it just blank? Do you that theme, does it already have some content on it so that I can easily implement it?
We have for each niche we have a generic, these are all generic images, but we have a generic logo for that niche, and we have background images for that specific niche, and that's what comes with it. You know, I didn't want to, I didn't want to do a whole thing because you know, everybody's different, and in the long run, once if you learn how to change the theme and adapt it for different niches, you'll be far better off, and you make the clients happier too than just trying to you know, do everything the same.
So I got those questions, you know. Do you have the URL of team? I don't have it, Fritz. Maybe I don't know if you can put it in my box, but what I'm going to promise you is when we do the training webinar, I will show you the theme for the niche, okay? And I'm going to over the theme why the theme works so great. So and the second question I got is the OTO now one-time $17 or is it $97? So with the OTO is $17, okay? Then you will get one niche with the Excel file, which I think makes it all only work, and you get that theme. If you say I want those other niches, either you say I want one niche per month at $17, or I want all the 12 niches now, and you pay $70 now. If you know, it depends on your, you know, what you can afford, but I do think for $17, and actually if you buy it all again for $10, you get all the knowledge what Fritz has built up, which keywords you go after, which niches you go after, which cities you go after. So implementing this makes it so much easier for you. And it's all about implementing. It's not about knowledge. Implementation will make you successful, not the knowledge. The knowledge you can buy. You know, Fritz, you buy the knowledge from Fritz, but Fritz presented it for you in such an easy way that you can take that and implement it. And on top of that, and that is my bonus for you, is that I'm going to take you by hand to implement this. Okay? By the end of that call, what I'm going to do, you know how to become successful in that niche.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the client getting is difficult for most consultants. It's one of the hardest parts because a lot of people don't like to cold call and they're not good at negotiating with the owner. And that's really the part that I'm going to concentrate on now, is to get more and more training in client getting and closing techniques on the clients in these niches. I've got some good techniques, but it's just that's, I think, the part that most people struggle with, and I'm going to have a lot more training together with Jack on that because it's really important. Whether you do it yourself or hire a salesperson, how you negotiate with them, how you get the money, it's a problem people struggle with, and we're going to have a lot more training on that. Do you agree, Jack?
Yes. So
yeah,
I got another question about, can I buy now one niche and then decide later for the other niches? I think you can, correct, Fritz?
Yes, you can. Yes.
So I don't worry about it, okay? So yeah, if you don't have that is my honest opinion. If you don't have $97, don't buy those niches, okay? Buy only one niche. If you say $10 per niche, I want to know which niches work or which keywords work, buy it now. You're set. You're all set to implement it, okay? If you say I want that spreadsheet, I want that WordPress theme, you buy only one niche, and then over time you fill out. Either you go by yourself after those keywords, or you go you buy that knowledge later from Fritz. Okay, so I would not be too concerned about all the niches. If you have, it is worth the money. So that's I'm telling you. Okay, but one thing you don't want to miss is the basic offer and this OTO. That is what you don't want to miss. That's my honest opinion. That WordPress theme and this Excel file is on itself, to my opinion, only $70 worth. That's really what I think. Okay, that's how this formula, you never have seen it. Okay, and you always put in Facebook and so which niches should I go after, which keywords do work. Okay, here you got it in a very simple way. We went over the steps. You can grab it from fraction of what it is worth from this special promotion. That's what I think. So the audio says 17 is for 12 months. Yes, that is an option, okay, Bob. You can say, okay, I want one niche now and the other one next month and the next month, and then you get each month you get $17, okay. So if Fritz, I don't know how the funnel is set up. So where can you select that $70? Is that the next step, or how does it work?
I think it's on the same page down there.
Okay.
It's at the bottom of the page. Okay. The top is the one niche option for 17, and then down lower it'll say all 12 niches for 97. And then of course the the next 020 is 3 webinar series where we get into a lot of detail, but not necessary. Not necessary.
So guys, More of your guys have decided not to buy. So let's ask me and see if I can help you with clarification. So Ken say excellent, I'm in. Thanks, Ken. I purchased the OTO1 and OTO2. Is there recurring after? It's an option, okay? If you want the 12 niches, you can say I want a deal for $97, which I would take. I don't like so much the $27 each month. I think for $10, either you want it or you don't want it. That's what I think. So if you say I can fill out that spreadsheet for $10 by myself, go ahead. If you say, Fritz, you put all of the experience in the spreadsheet for each niche what works, you get it. So Steve bought yesterday with all the OTOs. Great product. Thanks, Steve. So there's no $10 offer. Oh, sorry, Bob, but I thought so. The 12 niches you can buy for $17. Okay, it's less than $10 for each niche. Okay, so that is from my perspective, it's no-brainer because it takes you more than a day and maybe more to fill out one spreadsheet with all of the information. But you can do it. Okay, so it's not that you have to.
Well, these, I'll interject. These niches, I won't say no one will figure them out, but they are very niche down and under the radar niches that you will not think of, except for a few of them. There are a few of them that are mainstream, but the rest of them are totally under the radar, and it's because it's hard to find niches with these credentials. Enough search to make a lot of money plus a low click cost. There aren't many out there. I mean, I'll be honest with you. There aren't that many out there. That's, I looked. I mean, I may, go into the Service Magic niches and see if I can find a few that work, but I probably don't need to. But these are under the radar type of business services that you wouldn't think of.
Okay.
So saying that.
I got a couple of emails. I bought the basic, but I didn't get the OTO. Probably you didn't understand the value. If that is the case, send me your PayPal ticket to my support ticket, and I will give you the OTO link. Okay. So one other thing what I wanted to cover is okay. In the spreadsheet, I don't see the city. Okay, probably your screen resolution is not. You don't see that. That's because it's not so big that you can see the keywords carefully. But the city is actually in the keyword. So let's say we have urgent Carolina, Las Vegas medical clinic. So the city is in the keyword, and that you use that keyword in the Google keyword search with city, and you get the amount of search and you plug it here in this Excel file.
Yep.
So that is how it works. It's really, really easy. Okay. In the training webinar, which I'm going to do with you, I'm going to how do you say that? I'm going to build up also an Excel file with you. Okay. So you know exactly how that Excel file works. But I promise you, it's so easy. Okay. It's not the Excel file. It's not too hard to use. It is the talk behind it, what you buy, okay? The talk behind it, what Fritz has developed over years and wasting a lot of money to go after the wrong niches, that knowledge is in this Excel file.
It is. And I predict that I will find more niches as time goes on. I hope I can. But for right now, there's plenty. I mean, there's just plenty, but there's just a lot of different types of crazy businesses out there that are just under the radar. And when you find one, it's just, you'll see it's just so easy to get to the top and the phone rings. It's like night and day. It's like night and day when you go from a competitive niche to one of these. It's just so easy.
Okay.
I mean, I was floored when it first happened. I go, why is this? Oh, by the way, the reason you get so many calls is that people call straight from the pay-per-click ad. You have to put the phone number in the ad, of course, or get it in there, which I'm sure Jack goes in his training. And the other part is that about 20 to 30% of the calls come from a mobile phone or a smartphone. And of course, my theme is a one-click conversion to mobile format, a very beautiful mobile format. So that's another reason it works, is these niches, people use a mobile phone to find these people. And most niches, they don't use a mobile phone that much, as you know. So that's, if you combine all that, that's why they get calls. Those three factors, which it took me a while to figure out why the clients were getting so many calls. You know, I go, why are they getting calls? But you know, as you know, you can track the phone number in pay-per-click campaign and see how many times it gets clicked, and it gets clicked a lot on these niches. So anyway, seems like I'm running my mouth, but
No. I'm answering members' questions, and
okay.
so one of the questions I got repeatedly. So they appreciate this call a lot, okay?
Right.
And every week on the same time, for me it is Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST. We have those calls, okay? I don't know if you have them in your Outlook, but every time on Tuesday 8 p.m. we have those calls, and every time I try to bring up something what helps you to implement, you know, your local marketing. And this week we had a luck that Fritz released his product, so I brought him. You know, I really spoke Fritz on Sunday and said, Fritz, I want you. People don't know you. You are new in this world. You know, you have so much experience, but you lived undercover. Okay. So that is why I interviewed him, Fritz, on Sunday, okay? And I said, Fritz, we need to do one more thing, because those sales letters, they are written by people they don't know local marketing. That's what I really think. They don't know what the value is. So I try to explain to you how valuable this product is, okay? And that you want to check it out. At least you want to check it out, okay? I cannot say you need to buy it, but I know you get a lot of value for very few dollars, okay? And actually I was very surprised when I saw the offer that the WordPress team was also in it. And then I contacted Fritz on Monday. Fritz, I want you to make this webinar, you know, unforgettable. And said, okay, so we brainstormed it, and he said, I can come up with a very simple strategy, a very simple formula. And that is the value you got this tonight. You got to understand that Fritz has developed that formula, and he put it in an Excel sheet, and he has done all the hard work for you guys to find out which niches you go after. And he is by himself in this niche. This is not theory, guys. This is what Fritz does by living, okay? This launch, he doesn't get rich from it, you know? This launch is just to share his information to you guys to do the same what he does, okay? And with this niche and with this information, with all that information and that WordPress team, it makes it much easier for you to implement this.
Yeah, I love doing this. I mean, I can't wait to get back and start some more cities, actually, you know. So my launch has kind of put me behind, but you know, there's just so many opportunities out there. When you look at these sheets, there's no way any of us can get to all these. You know, you don't need 100 cities. You can, if you pick the right cities, you can make a really good living in just 2 or 3 of them. I mean, if you do it right, that's all you need. You know, which makes it great. In my opinion, anyway, it makes it great. So, and you know, when you think about all the different internet marketing tools that people do out there, what will absolutely be around 10 or 20 years from now. Businesses that need more clients. It will never go away. It's the one thing you can count on from now or 50 years from now. So there's security in that. If you learn it, you won't have to worry about the Google algorithm or anything else. You know, SEO, you just provide what they want and you do it better than anybody else. And you got a good business. That's the way I look at it.
So I got the question, how do you track the calls? So I think most of you are now using Lead Tracker Jack, and if you don't, I think you miss the great opportunity to do it, because Lead Tracker Jack not only track the calls, it filters those calls to count them as leads and invoicing. So this system what you buy from Fritz will help you to generate those calls. Lead Tracker Jack will help you to track those calls, to filter those calls, and to invoice your customer. So that system fits so well together.
I couldn't agree more. I really couldn't. Yeah, when I was before I met Jack, I was doing everything manually, and I knew I needed a software system, and we just happened to run into each other, and he had the system, and it's been great. So I think between the two of us, we pretty much have everything covered, right, Jack?
Yes, I still got questions in. So can you put in this in the chat box why? So a lot of people bought already or did it just during the webinar. So yeah. Can you put in this chat box why you bought it so I can understand, you know, the reason? I'd like to get that feedback. So some bought because my bonus webinar, and some other bought because I recommended. Yeah, thanks for that. But I think you need to implement it too. Yes, that is a great point, because the research was already done. You are straight to the point, you know. You can do it, in principle you can do it by yourself, but why taking that risk for $17?
And here's the way I look at it. I mean, not everybody is a pay-per-click guru, or they don't love it. You know, we'll never be as good as Jack is probably someday, but with this formula and these niches, you do not have to be a genius in pay-per-click. You can just use Jack software and be efficient at pay-per-click, and it'll work. It's not, you know, it's a lot easier in these niches to make money.
So in my bonus training, yeah. I know why those keywords work. Now, Fritz has put this in formula, but I also explain you in this training webinar why those work. I have all that knowledge. So I'm not going to cover it now because it will confuse you, but I also will tell you why it works. And that training, I think, is about in 2 weeks or so. It's after the launch. So when you buy the product via my link, you can do two things. You can go to JVZoo and you check, you know, the link which will sign you for the bonus webinar, okay? Or you send me support ticket and I reply to it. I'm very easy to contact, okay? I check most of my not most of my tickets, but my tickets. So if it is a technical question, my program does. If it's something like administration, so I will help you, okay? So I'm not here to sell you something. I'm here to say, if you want to go into local marketing, this system together with Lead Tracker Jack is a system that you can duplicate, and I will help you to implement it. Okay? Yes, so I bought it because combined the Lead Tracker Jack and this product look be a win-win for me. Yes, that's correct. because lead tracker jack is on itself, you know, a call tracking portal which you need to track the calls, to filter through those leads, and to invoice the client. Okay, and on top of that, it also do email tracking. So we just released that. But then you have to generate those calls. Okay, in the OTO of lead tracker jack, we covered AdWords and we covered Cracklist and we covered mobile. So those are very great products. Okay, now Fritz put another angle to this. Fritz has learned over time which niches and which cities works. So not only I'm going to train you AdWords, how you implement, but also you have a booster to know which cities and which keywords works, and this Excel file is so much so much gold. Okay, it's so much hours work. You could come it by yourself, but nobody did. Okay, so not all the things that are invented are that complicated. Fritz put this in an Excel file and he implement and he does local internet marketing by himself. So that is not theory, guys. This is practice. This is all based on practice. So I hope that answered your question. Okay, I cannot change my accent, so I hope you start liking it. I wish I had I wish I didn't have that strong accent. I really wish. I practice with my daughter and every day, and I don't see improvement. So I know it's not that good, but hope at least, you know, that is the truth, guys. That is really the truth. I convert almost every client. Okay, and do you know why? Because I know my stuff. Okay, I know how to help them, and I help them very easily. With my knowledge, I can almost make any business successful. If they have the service in place, I can make them successful. I don't say that I accept every client, but I know I can. Because my day is also limited.
Yep, that's a good statement. And
so who are on the fence and say, Jack, I need some more information to see if it worth my $17. So who's on the fence? Who does need more information from me? More info. Mike, can you put the question what you're looking for? This is such no-brainer, just got it, okay? But thanks, I'm really thankful for that. But I like to help Mike. Mike, not sure, I just got it. Okay, yeah, that I cannot help that, Mike. If you missed this webinar, you missed a lot, okay? I know. You missed the secret formula. You missed how this Excel file works. You missed the knowledge that you get for $17, this Excel file and the WordPress theme. So that is all what I can say in 1 minute, okay? So I need more info. Do you provide Canadian Excel file? I don't think so, correct? Those keywords are from the US?
Yeah, I have it, but I haven't I haven't released it or tried to sell it or anything. It's
okay. That is what you need to do, Fritz. Okay.
Maybe down the road, I'll you know.
That is what you need to do, Fritz.
Okay.
For everybody who lives in Canada, they send me support ticket, okay?
Okay.
And instead of you get one from the US, you get one from Canada, okay?
Okay. Okay. Fine with me.
So the strategy, the formula is the same, okay?
Right.
There is only Fritz I believe you said something like in family or so. He did all the hard work for Canada, okay?
Yes.
So he found out which keywords worked in Canada, okay?
Yeah, I'll just send you the Excel sheet, Jack,
Okay.
and then you can deliver it out to him. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we don't have them from United Kingdom, correct? So what you want to do, Chef, you want to buy only the OTO, not the $90-70, okay? Yeah, you can do it to know which niches works, okay? But you don't get the right keywords. So if you buy that only one, the OTO, and then you go to Google search and you fill out your keyword by yourself. In the training what I'm going to provide you, I will show you how to find those keywords, okay? So you get to understand this Excel file needs to live for you. So this is just information, and it's good how you see it, but in my training I'm going to let you understand how the whole system works and why it works. So how much do you charge? How much do you charge a customer? So we went over that, you know. Okay, we have some background music.
Yeah.
So, so take Service Magic as reference, okay? And Fritz will go in the training membership side, goes in more detail about this, okay? This is not meant to train you in every detail. This is meant that you know to understand what you get for the money. And I do think and I agree the sales letter looks good but doesn't explain the things. That's what I think. And that is why I brought Fritz on the call to give you much more content than the sales letter.
Yeah, the Service Magic price sheet is in the resource area on the site. The entire price sheet for Service Magic is in the membership site. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
the members
it's all there.
Okay, so the link is in it, and you also going to speak about it. And Fritz also offered 3 webinars like this one, but this is more to know what you buy. But the 3 webinars will go over how to implement every element of it, okay? My webinar will go over now the got that information, what to do with it, because you get so much information and so much resource, you need to have a hand to implement it, and I'm giving you that hand. Okay. Mike, I think I answered your question because you jumped a little bit late on the webinar, and I understand where you're coming from. Is somebody not clear about this offer? Please type a yes and a no, and if you're clear, type a yes. If you're not clear, type a no. So I know, I want to know. Okay, I see yes, 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 yes. Not clear. Crystal's okay. Is the team a single or multiple license? Is it yes? So I see we have much more attendance than I see yes or no. Okay. Very clear. So let me help Christoph, okay? That Excel file, okay? What we see on the screen, that is profit per month. So the white column, what you see is the profit per month for each keyword. For each keyword, do you guys get that? For each keyword, okay? So. But we went over the formula, and there's a gross and a net. You have to pay for the clicks, but you get, let's say, $20, $30, $40 for the call. You multiply the amount of calls, and you subtract the cost, the click cost. You know that difference is the profit per month. It's the net profit per month. And the license, Fritz, about the theme. Can you use it only on one domain, or can you use it on multiple domains?
No, I do not have a license on there, so you can use it on multiple domains.
Okay, and it is mobile responsive, correct?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Because with these niches, you have to have a mobile ad in pay-per-click. You have to. I mean, that's you just have to.
And you have training already done for the team?
Yeah, there's about 45 minutes video about the theme, but I'm going to have to do a separate webinar just about the theme. I can see that coming, and I will.
I believe so. I believe
it is
because otherwise you get so many support takers how to use it, and it's much easier. So everybody who's on this call tonight, okay, and buys the OTO will get a special webinar from Fritz about the theme, how to implement it. Okay.
Yep.
So you can count me on this. Okay. So I want that what you buy, you're going to use it. That is my whole purpose. If you read my emails, it's all about action. I'm not here to sell you information. I'm here to sell you something what you use and you can implement it. So anybody a question, but said, I'm not sure if this work for me, and I don't know about is there any way it can be saturated? Okay. Do you know how many people live in the States? I got this question so many times. Okay. Do you know how many people has this knowledge? Do you know how many people go attending this webinar and know what works and didn't work? It's like a drop in the ocean. Okay, you have so much advantage not having this information. You can't believe it. Okay, go on Facebook and speak with anybody else who was not on this call and tell them which keyword in which niche do you think works. Nobody has that answer to you, okay? Because they haven't seen this system, okay?
And look at how low these competition numbers are. I mean, you've looked at those before, right, Jack? I mean, they're always, 90, 95% for pay-per-click, Yeah. They're very competitive, but not here. Okay. Here's 2%.
The only thing that you will have a problem with is if you have a certain niche in a certain city, I would not advise you go to the next block for the same business, okay? You need to go in another city or at least in another area. Those calls you want to generate for his area and his niche. You can do several niches in the same city, but I would not recommend you to go, let's say, urgent care in the same zip code, okay? So saying this, guys who know lead tracker Jack, they know round robin, okay? And that is why round robin works so great. You're going to set up round robin and you're going to send up those calls to the same niches in the same city. After 5 calls, you're going to call those three businesses and you say, do you want to continue to receive those calls, or do you want send them to the competitor? And nobody wants it. A, everybody needs more business, and B, they hate the competition. So only in the beginning to get more clients you're doing that, and then afterwards you move on, okay? And you're going to clone everything. You set up a niche, you're going to clone the team, you change the address, and you're done, okay? This can all be done in 5 minutes.
Yeah, here's another reason you need your software, and I did know this. One of my niches gets so many phone calls per day that I've never had one city where I didn't need 3 people to handle all the calls. In other words, one business in a certain niche, I give them more calls than they can handle. So I have to have 2 or 3 other people in the city to handle the calls. And I didn't know that when I started, and I wondered why there were so many calls being dropped or not taken, and it's because they couldn't handle the business. So I had to find 2 more people in that city. It was great.
They want to know which niche, but okay, we stay.
I'm not telling. I'm not telling.
Tim,
no.
That is how valuable the product is, okay? That is all based on experience. That is not based on theory, okay? That is based on practice, okay? That is based on success and failures.
In fact, I don't even tell this in the training, so make sure if you buy it, hit me up for that question. I'll tell you which one it is.
Okay, so when you buy the OTO, send me a support ticket. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put that in JVZoo, that information, okay?
Okay.
So that is, when you buy the OTO, you will get that answer.
Yeah.
What product should we buy? True. I don't know. Cindy, I will put the link in. Did you see the link, Cindy, in the chat box? Citra? The central. I don't know. Sorry, I missed it. Okay. I'm not giving the niches here away, Del. It's all in the. When you buy all the bonuses, the OTOs, you will get that. No problem. So. So I went to order the OTO. It says that I am agreeing to 12 payments of $17. Where is that $70? Is that on the first OTO page, Nate, of Fritz, or is that after the $17 when you buy? Where is that in the?
I think it's on. I think it's on the same page. I haven't looked at it in a while, but I think it's
okay.
At the bottom of the page.
Oh, they have to scroll down, okay? So, you know, the first is probably the $17 and the second buy button is the $97, okay? So that's what you want to do. If you want all the secrets from tonight, okay? You want to have all the keywords, you want to have all the Excel sheets. You're going to buy the $97, okay? If you say, I want to start off and I want to have that Excel file, I want to have that WordPress theme, you're going to only select the $17, okay? That's how you determine. If you live in Canada or you live in the United Kingdom, okay, those keywords are not, how do you call that, optimized, the spreadsheet still, then you buy only the $17 to know which niches works, okay? For Canada, Fritz has done the hard work for you, okay? You send me support ticket if you say, I want to exchange my United States Excel file for a Canadian Excel file. And then when you buy via my link, I'm going to help you to implement this because this is an information overload. Now you know what the offer is, but you haven't implemented yet. I'm going to show you how AdWords works. I'm going to show you why those keywords work. I'm going to show you how to read that Excel file in more detail, okay? I'm going to show you what's important on the website. I'm going to show you that WordPress theme, okay? I'm going to show you, I'm going to help you to implement this. That is the purpose of that webinar. So I still got a question. There's only $17 on that. I don't know. I haven't checked it out, but I think some people say you have to scroll down. So if you bought the $17 and you didn't see the $70, okay, you're going to send me a support ticket. I'm going to send you the link, okay? No problem about that. So everything what you didn't understand after you buy the show, either you go to JVZoo to get the bonus, or you send me support ticket and I'm going to help you.
And even on the theme, if you have any questions about the theme, the developer that developed the theme for me handles support, so you can contact my support directly, and you'll get the guy that really knows the theme. So you're covered there too about the theme until I give the training on it. But I go over it pretty good in on the video, but you'll probably still have some questions.
So so first you're going to order the basic, which covers all what you need for lead generation, and also the strategies about which niche you go after. Then you land on the next website, which is the upgrade, and the upgrade has a lot of features, okay? But the two things what you want to get at least is this Excel file and the website, okay? Then you can make a choice. Do I only want one niche, or do you want all the niches, okay? If you say $10 for a niche is not a lot of money, you buy all the niches. If you say, I'm limited in money, I only want one niche, you only pay the $70, okay? If you live in Canada, you're going to send me a support ticket and you show me the PayPal. If you buy, Fritz, do you have from the same niches in Canada, or you have from some niches in Canada?
Same ones.
Okay, so
if
you bought for $70, you're going to send me a support ticket, okay? And in exchange for the US Excel files, you get them from Canada, okay? If you bought yesterday only the basic and you want the OTO, you send me the PayPal, and I'm going to send you a link for the OTO, okay? So I understand. I understand that sales page is written by a mark. It's internet. It's not written by, that you understand what everything is included, and that is the reason from this calls.
You're right.
Now you cannot just buy the OTO. You have to go to the basic, which covers the basic. It's like in house. You need to understand the basic about lead generation. Then on top of that, you can grab this Excel file that has a lot of experience in it and the WordPress team. Could I get you as a candidate for PayExa? You have to buy it twice. I don't know. Andre, just send me support ticket. I need some time to think about it. How we can please you. Okay, but send me also the paper for the 97. Okay. So Fritz, if they buy the OTO, it's one time $17. They are not automatically hooked up for a recurring payment of $17, or they are hooked up for a recurring payment of $17. How does that work?
It's not.
If they only want one niche, they pay $17. There's an option to say I want all the niches and $17 per month, or I want all the niches at once. It's $97, so that's less than $10 for each niche. So that is how it should be set up.
Yeah, it's $17 for 30 days, and if you want the next niche, you would just pay the $17. If you don't pay it, then you're done. That's it. You just have one niche.
Okay.
So just made it that way. Yeah.
So does it answer all your question, guys? Okay, I see. Thank you. Yes. Very good webinar. Thanks for your feedback. So they just all need to know what you get, okay? And the secret about the formula and Excel file. As bonus, I'm going to show you how to implement it, okay? So if you, okay, and I think I got one comment. If you buy the $17, it's automatically set up for recurring payment. Is that correct, Fritz? It shouldn't. I don't like that. So if you
it shouldn't be. No.
If that is the case, you go in PayPal and you cancel that recurring payment if you don't want all the niches.
Yeah.
Or if you want, you check out the Excel file and you check what you get, and then you determine if you want to stay on it. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. There's you don't have to stay on it. You just cancel.
Yeah.
That you don't want the other niches. Yeah. That's.
And if you live in Canada, send me support ticket. So I will exchange them for Canadian Excel files. Okay, I think that covers the training for tonight. I will put one more time the link in it, so if you haven't bought it yet, then grab it now, as long as it's now in a discounted price. It's really a steal, okay? That's what I think. So what population clients are you targeting? The Excel file will tell you all the result, okay? You just plug in that information as keyword. Thanks, Mike. As always, Jack, you have our best interests at heart. I thank you sincerely for this time shared. Mike, thank you, Mike. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all your feedback, guys. And to get the bonus, you can either go to the JVZoo and then grab the bonus, which is in webinar, or you send me support ticket, okay? I don't have any promise that you send support ticket and I will reply with it. I care about that you get the good information. Okay, Lloyd, thank you. Some people like my accent, but I wish it was a little bit lesser.
I'm starting to understand it better now, Jack. Really, it gets easier as time goes on.
Yeah, I know. But, thanks, you, Karen. I appreciate your feedback. So, with this, I think we are now about 2 hours on the call. I think by now you know the secret formula. You know how this easy is implemented in an Excel file. You know what you get on the basic offer. You know what you get on the OTO. So I think you have now all the knowledge what you need to make it to implement it. Lead generation. I know most of you guys are actively using Lead Tracker Jack, okay, and some are struggling to determine which niche I should go after it, okay. This, for $17 you get that Excel file and you can find out if this is a good niche. For $70 you get all the 12 niches, okay, $10 each, okay. I understand that might be a lot of money, but it is worth it, okay. So that's what I really think. No, do you use speech or text? I think I put some arrows in my emails. I do, okay. So this is what I want you to leave with, okay. If I know I make errors, I do, okay, but bottom line, I do a lot of good stuff. If I would be afraid to make an error, I would be much less productive. Okay, it's all about taking action. Reading stuff and building up knowledge doesn't get you anywhere. It's about to implement it, and that is why I put so much attention on that action. You go after niche and you go implement it. And with this training, you set up for much higher probability for success because that niche works and my software works. So that is what is. So don't try to be perfect, okay? Because it takes you much more time to be that. It makes you are much faster successful if you accept that you make mistakes. And I do. I actually do a lot of make a lot of mistakes. But bottom line, I do very well, and that is also what counts. So where are you located, Fritz?
Charleston, South Carolina.
And I'm in Florida, so I'm Florida, and
right.
I come from the Netherlands, so probably you figured it out. So I'm not born here. So in 2004 we moved to the States, so almost 10 years ago. So with this, I really thank you for joining this webinar, and hopefully you got out what you are looking for, and I'm really looking for you on the training webinar to implement all of this. Okay, thanks you guys for all your time.
Yeah, thanks a lot, appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you. Thank all the guys for your comments.